Dear brothers and sisters, today, we are going to discuss a very important topic. You and I, we all know that God is our loving Father, who desires to fill us with blessings. But have we ever considered that there are certain things God strongly dislikes, especially within a Christian life? Today, we will talk about 7 specific sins that God absolutely will not tolerate in the life of a Christian. Do you want to know which sins could become obstacles in your spiritual journey? Please, watch this video until the very end, for doing so will not only deepen your faith, but will also help you understand what things to avoid in your life, so that we may live in accordance with God's will. Pride. Pride is a sin that can ruin a Christian life. Even Satan was cast down from heaven because of pride. God desires humility in our hearts. However, when we begin to view ourselves as superior to others, we drift away from God's plan. Is there any area in your life where you consider yourself better than others? Now is the time to change that, for God desires to see us blessed not through pride, but through humility. Lying is not merely a minor mistake, it is a sin that God detests. The Bible clearly states that those who lie will not enter God's kingdom. We often think that telling little white lies is no big deal, but such lies actually weaken our faith. We must stand firm in the truth, regardless of the circumstances. Sometimes, we become so angry with someone that hatred toward them takes root in our hearts. Jesus taught us that we must love even our enemies. When we harbor hatred toward anyone in our hearts, we are, in essence, distancing ourselves from God. We should harbor feelings of compassion and forgiveness toward others, just as Jesus taught us. 4. Adultery. Jesus stated that anyone who looks upon a woman or a man with lustful intent in their heart has already committed adultery. This sin not only destroys our spiritual life, but also ruins our relationships. We must live with purity, for purity is the path that draws us closer to God. Stealing is not merely a matter of material wealth. It can extend to stealing time, affection, and relationships. When we deprive someone of what is rightfully theirs, we act against God. God desires that we live our lives with integrity and respect the rights of others. 6. Bearing false witness. Giving false testimony against someone, thereby tarnishing their reputation, is a grave sin. In today's world, we often speak about others without knowing the truth. This sin not only causes harm to the individual in question, but also casts our own spiritual life into darkness. We must always speak the truth and refrain from spreading falsehoods about anyone. 7. The sin of not wishing well for others. God desires that we wish well for our neighbors. However, when we become filled with envy, malice, or other negative emotions towards someone, we distance ourselves from the love that Jesus taught us.